I'm Helga from Helga'S Pennsylvania Cooking, and today I'm going to do my baked macaroni and cheese. If you don't do the last two steps, you can do a stovetop version that's just fine, but I like baking it and getting that nice crunchy top. So I'm going to show you how to do my baked macaroni and cheese. There's actually a crock pot version as well, and I can leave that in the description below with the recipe like I do in all my vids. This is the Lenten season. As I explained in the previous vid, I'm doing stewed tomatoes. Of course, stewed tomatoes go with macaroni and cheese hand in hand. That it's a no meat Fridays for us during the Lenten season. So this goes into that, meatless Fridays. So this will be the second in a Lenten Friday series for this season. But they're good, meatless options for you. This was actually requested by one of my subscribers, and I wanted to add, macaroni and cheese is so subjective. Just like the stewed tomatoes, just like anything else, this is how I like to make it and what I add, but different people are like different things. That's not for everybody, My mom puts onions in hers. To me, I love onions, but to me, that is mac and cheese sacrilege. So, anyhow, I'm going to show you how I make mine, and you can decide whether you like it or not. I like it the way I like it. I make it the way I like it. So I'll show you what goes into it. So it's pretty simple. For the roux, it's going to be a flour roux. Actually, bacon roux would give it some good flavor too. That's not a terrible thing, but I'm doing a flour and butter roux. So I have my flour and butter, pepper, some of my home ground mustard, of course the pasta, and some sour cream. Yeah, you're not going to see that going in everybody's mac and cheese. And then for cheeses, I've got a cheddar, I've got a Cooper Sharp, and you can use Gruyere. If you don't have Gruyere, you can use a good quality Swiss. This is a nice Swiss. And some cream cheese. It gives it some nice depth and complexity and makes it nice and smooth and creamy. I almost forgot. Milk. You need milk. So I have my ingredients here together, and cook your pasta according to package directions. And when that's ready to come off, I will show you how we make our cheese sauce. So first I'm going to make my roux for the cheese sauce while my macaroni is cooking over there. Melt my butter here. And then you want to add in the same amount of butter to the butter, the same amount of flour that you had of butter to make your roux. So there we have a nice golden roux. Now we're going to add, stay put. Now we're going to add our milk. About 3 cups. And like I said, you can do this with layering it and baking it, but I don't think it ever comes out quite as good. So I like doing the sauce on the stove above. Get this all incorporated in. Then we can add our mustard and our sour cream and our cheeses. And I'm going to add just a couple teaspoons of mustard. I'm going to add my sour cream. And I realize probably most people have not seen sour cream added to a mac and cheese, but I like it because it gives it a little extra, zing. I'm not even sure where I came up with that, but I've been doing it that way for a long time, and everybody likes my mac and cheese, so it can't be a bad thing. So Get this incorporated in. Now I'll add my cream cheese next. Let that start melding in. And then I'm going to add in my other cheeses. My Swiss, and my cheddar, and my Cooper Sharp. And we're going to let that slowly melt into the yummiest cheese sauce ever. Just keep it slowly stirring while you're doing this. You don't want it to scorch or get too hot. So my sauce is pretty well to go. Look how smooth and creamy that is. Oh my god, it smells so good. And if you want to have some fun, like the Mennonite store, they often will have bags of ends of cheeses, all different kinds, and you can always use one of those, and you never know what you might get. Turns out pretty good sometimes. So I'm just going to assemble this quick and we'll pop her in the oven. So I have my drained pasta ready to go, and I'm using my big lasagna pan. I wouldn't have to, but it just makes more room. Oh man, look at that. And like I said, you know, it'd be ready to go. You could serve it as is, stovetop style. The only difference is you're just not going to get that nice baked top that we're going to do. I just mix this all in together. And I like using the spiral macaroni because it just takes up all that yummy cheese. And I'm just going to throw some breadcrumbs across the top. Give it a little crunch. And she's ready to pop in the oven. So my mac and cheese is all done. You can see it there and see why I said I like baking it better, because you get that nice crunchy, crispy top on it that you just don't get when you do it on top of the stove. But if you're hurting for time, you know, stovetop is certainly an option. And of course I've got some stewed tomatoes here, but let's try out the mac and cheese. Oh man, that is so creamy. The sour cream and the cream cheese with the other cheeses mixed in just makes this really nice and creamy. It's richer. If you want to try something a little different for a topping, instead of the breadcrumbs, try crushed up ginger snaps. I'm not kidding, they're wonderful. It's really good. If you want to up your game a little bit, throw in some lobster, or someone like me that can't have the red shellfish, the real stuff, the imitation lobster works just as well. And you can have a nice lobster mac and cheese. So, more of this. That is my baked macaroni and cheese. The recipe's in the description below. Check it out and enjoy these Meatless Fridays. Like, subscribe, and join me next time here in Helga'S, Pennsylvania Cooking.